that we never realized we needed it until we actually needed it. Bringing the virtual community to real life. Please welcome to the stage Masc, Chad, McClellan, and Leana, Ahmed.
It is dark up here.
What am I to do? I feel like standing today. I'm just gonna stand.
So please stand. Just lord over us all, okay?
Fine, God.
No, do it.
Why do you gotta tell me what to do, Chad?
No, it's all good.
How's everybody doing?
Tired.
So, just by a quick show, this is gonna be a super casual, very low stakes, low pressure conversation amongst friends. I'm sorry you have to witness it. But we're gonna have plenty of time at the end for questions if anyone has questions. So basically, by a quick show of hands, who in this room is not already in either LAOA team, Star Trek Watch Party, or Holodeck Waste Removal Crew? Great, see, it's all our friends. Oh, okay, well, welcome. Guys, welcome. So yes, so basically, some of us came together and met because of the pandemic. So just really quickly, well, we already did our introductions, but again, I'm Yez, and I admin the LAOA team and some other groups.
You are the LAOA team.
Thank you.
My name is Chad, and I am the admin of the Star Trek Watch Party group, as well as the fledgling Orlando away team group.
I'm a member of LAOA team, San Diego OA team. I started the Holodeck Waste Removal Crew, more of a virtual local group, and then also the Sci-Fi Coalition in Los Angeles and San Diego as well.
So we're very busy, very busy. So do we want to talk a little bit about how each group got started? Yeah.
I would love to do that.
Yeah. You want to go first, Chad?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, let's do that. So how Watch Party got it started. I know I saw Ron Grobel walking around. I'm not sure if he's still in here. But there he is in the back. Did I even pronounce your name right? Okay, cool, close enough for jazz. So, so how Watch Party got it started was, I don't know if you remember, but in March of 2020, the world changed very drastically in a very not good way. It was a very bad time. And a lot of us were stuck inside, and we really couldn't go anywhere, we couldn't do anything. And Ron had the brilliant idea of, hey, why don't we watch Star Trek like every night with our friends virtually, using the Netflix, at the time it was the Netflix extension, the Netflix Party extension.
Yeah, and every night because it was only going to be 2 weeks.
Yeah, so that was kind of the thing. So when he started it, he's like, man, I think this is going to last a week or two, or and then obviously we all thought that that situation would be done within a couple of weeks, maybe a month at the most, right? Here we are, 3.5 years later. Literally every single night of the week, a watch party takes place at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. We watch at least a couple of episodes, at least 2 episodes of Star Trek from every single series. Sometimes we'll watch a movie. It takes place right now in Cosby. And that was kind of how we got, that was basically how we got our start. I will say that I think the group was about 3 weeks old by the time I got an invitation from Yesenia here. And by the way, if you ever need to recruit for anything, this woman could raise an army. She is ridiculous. So,
The patriarchy is next.
now I'm scared. So of the 1,100 people in our group, I swear, yes, it's probably invited like 1,000 of them. In fact, I remember challenging the group a few months ago, like, hey, if we can get another 200 people in here and get it to 1,000, I'll do something stupid and I'll sing a song for you guys. And then I swear the next day, all of a sudden, I was like, this was a mistake. I have done this to myself. So that was kind of how the group got its start, was Ron just had this great idea of watching Star Trek together every night with his friends. And 3.5 years later, we're still doing the same thing every single night. Now we have different hosts. We have a team of moderators and admins. A lot of them are in the audience tonight. And the group has evolved, and we'll probably talk about that a little bit and how the things that we've come up with and just the brilliant ideas that the group has come up with over time. But that's how we got our start.
What did you sing?
What did I sing? Aaron, it's a sin to tell a lie. Brent Spiner, like the Brent Spiner cover of It's a Sin to Tell a Lie.
I don't know, can you do it right now?
I'm losing my voice, guys.
Sucker.
It's very dry. I'm from Orlando where it's like humid all the time. It's very dry out here. Let me drink some water while Leana starts talking so I don't have to.
So holodeck waste removal crew. An extension of the LA away team, but global and in its reach. We've got people actually from the UK, also in the audience now, and then also from Australia as well. And we started off mainly because we thought with the away teams, those are more regionally focused. We wanted a place for everyone to be able to get together and just have a happy hour on Friday night. We were still in the throes of the pandemic. There was literally no end in sight at that point in time. And I was just tired of all the negativity that just by the end of the week, and I was like, let's have some good news. So we started every call with, hey, what good thing happened to you this week? And that's a tradition that we still have today. That starts us off on a positive note. And then we actually have a much shorter ban on spoilers. So we actually do talk about the whatever episodes dropped, if there's any Star Trek that's dropped, the very next day. So it typically drops on Thursdays, we talk about it on Friday. And we also understand that not every group works that way, but in the holodeck, what happens on the holodeck stays on the holodeck. So the rule applies. The rule applies to our conversations as well. However, in our conversations, all of the people that join are just amazing. I'm trying really hard not to curse, guys. It's really hard. So what I started to do is take screenshots of just the amazing people that joined the call, but also y'all are brilliant and you say the funniest things. And start just recording it, just writing it down. So like at the end of every call, there's like a list of just in crowd funny things that only make sense to those of us that were on the call or in the group. And they continue onwards, and obviously some of them were taken from the watch party as well. Noist, I can't say what Noist, can I say what it stands for?
Let's do it.
All right, together?
That kind of crowd, I think.
All right, name of your sex tape. So, okay. So yes, the holodeck is not maybe for children, but it's a fun group, and I do enjoy that. And when we weren't watching Trek, we were actually also just watching classic science fiction movies or TV shows, and then talking about it as well. So that's the holodeck.
So LA away team. Well, I guess it pretty much started here at STLV. So many years ago, I think like 10 years ago, McClellan from New York, I think most of you know him. He's not here this weekend, unfortunately, but he wanted a way to bring back the spirit and the camaraderie of the Masquerade Bar, basically back to his hometown, like something just more casual, not, focused on cosplay or ranks and duties. And he just wanted to have what we have at the Masquerade Bar, but back home. So he started the New York away team, and then he helped start many other away teams, LA being one of them. And then a few years ago, I got involved, and then during the pandemic, Jenny, our other co-admin, decided to leave social media altogether, and so then I was left with a group in the middle of like a horrible pandemic, quite literally one of the worst weeks of my entire life due to other things, and then I thought, well, I'm gonna need help. So I think by then, Leana and I had already met in another online group, Sid City Social Club.
Yes.
Sid City Social Club, thank you, which is Siddig's, from Alexander Siddig's fan group. And we just hit it off in that chat.
Yes. Yep.
It's a little chat bar. I don't know if you guys have heard of Sid City. If not, you should really check it out. But that group was also really amazing during the pandemic. It was twice weekly Zoom calls with Sid, and Sid is amazing. He should have his own talk show. He has a way of really getting interesting stories out of people that they didn't even know they had within themselves. And so it brought together a group from all over the world to, just go through this together. But anyway, I digress. So that's how Leana and I met.
Yeah.
She turned into an admin of LAOA team. We didn't even actually meet in person until
then, yes, this is true.
2021,
Yeah.
which is kind of funny. But that just goes to show how powerful online groups can be. And we know this. Most of us are of the generation growing up with chat rooms and AM and all that. But during the pandemic, it really, we were so grateful to have that tool at our disposal. And I honestly thought that these groups would just kind of, well, maybe not LAOA team, but the online groups, I thought that they would just disperse as lockdown ended, but it didn't. We're going strong, and look at us, we're flying across countries to see each other, and
Yes.
and we're here. So yeah, so let's start our list. Sorry, I lost my little list here. So what were some of the challenges that, so that was my bit. The challenge of being an online group, sorry, you can't recognize me, of being an in-person meetup group to then suddenly have everything shut down. And I know, not to be controversial, I know some groups didn't care about safer at home. Me being a nurse and having an elder at home, I very much cared and was pretty paranoid about COVID. And so we just shut down for a year and a half. We didn't have any in-person meetups. And when we did start having meetups again, it was an open air picnic, which was amazing, by the way. But it made it very, very difficult to, keep that spirit alive, because our group was very, it was a tight group. And we had so many events going on for so long, to just suddenly not be able to see each other was really pretty devastating. We did stuff like cameos. Cameos got really big around then, so we had Mary Chifo do a little, and I thought she was only going to do like a 1 minute thing. Maybe she danced around for LAOA team for 5 minutes. She sang, she danced, she just, and she spoke about how difficult it would, it had been for us to just stop altogether, stop seeing each other. So that was pretty cool of her. And did you guys want to say anything about that?
Yeah, so for the holodeck, as I've said, we are committed to being virtual, but I want to be able to see everybody, but like I said, kind of global in our membership. So I mean, I want to go to Australia. We all want to meet with Mark. Come on, he's one of my favorite people. But he's all the way down under. I learned that I'm a top over top or something. Yeah, that's what they call us. Over top. I forgot now. It's like a top over, or they have a name for us, like we do for them. But it's still a challenge, especially since we didn't have episodes dropping, and I struggled, and I will tell you, I struggled with, do I keep the Friday night call? Because me, as a super high-functioning introvert, yes, this is not an easy stage for me. I wanted to, just do what I normally do on a Friday night, just curl up in a ball and recharge. But the group and the friends that I made sustained me, and they're the reason why I will post a meeting link. And I know, I posted one this past Friday. I wasn't there, but I know that other people probably got on the call and chatted about the last episode, because, come on, it was the music one, right? So we wanted to keep that spirit alive, and I know as this show gets to drop in a couple of weeks, we'll probably talk through that as well. So it is a fun group to just talk through, just 2 hours. We toast our good news, and we just talk Trek. And if we're also fans of other starring franchises, and I also know that a certain favorite character of mine is going to have a show on that other thing, so we're probably going to talk about her as well.
A lot of details.
Yeah, a lot of details about Ahsoka Tano.
I would say some challenges for Watch Party. Anytime you deal with technology, there's always going to be a challenge. So there were times when originally that Netflix extension that didn't always want to work. Facebook is not always easy to deal with. We always post a link in Facebook about 15 minutes in our Facebook group, about 15 minutes before we watch the episode. So sometimes Facebook just wants to hide things from you, like they want to make it difficult to find things. I was really worried when the restrictions were being lifted and the world was opening back up again, that the interest would wane, and then we would have nobody just showing up on Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night. It was almost like the opposite. It just kept going strong. We still have folks showing up every single night. I know Leana mentioned she's an introvert. I very much am also an introvert. So like even in that first few weeks of being shut down, even the introvert in me was like, I need to talk to people like immediately. So when Yez, who was a stranger to me at the time, even though we actually met in 2016 here at STLV, and she doesn't remember for some reason.
There's some bitterness there.
No bitter.
I remember everybody at that party.
Except for me.
Except for Chad.
Except for me. Anyway, literally the biggest, loudest person there. Anyway, so dishonor regardlessly. So we had met in 2016. And she didn't remember me, but she invited me to that group just because she knew that I was an STLV person, she knew I was a Star Trek person, and it literally gave me life. And I was worried that kind of like that source of, that entertainment and that lifeline that was thrown to me back in, early 2020 was going to go, but no, it's been still going strong. And we've had to we've had to change, and we've had to adapt to changing technologies, to changing platforms, to Paramount consolidating everything to one which was helpful, but also like there was just a lot. There's always something, you know what I mean? And but the group is thankfully they're very patient people, and they're easy to work with. Yez is definitely known for her patience. That's what everybody old patient Yez is what we call her. But yeah, so those are basically, I would say technology has basically been the biggest issue that we've had.
So I forgot to talk about one of the main ways that we were able to still keep our cohesion, I guess, during the lockdown was our Zooms. We started having Zooms like everybody else did, but they were twice weekly to accommodate people that, still had to work and stuff. And we still have monthly book clubs that are done via Zoom. So those are just two ways. We even had a joint birthday party on Zoom during COVID, in which someone, the birthday girl Anna, sent out kits of mixers and alcohol to interested parties, and we mixed them together and drank them together via Zoom, and that was our birthday party, and it was amazing. It was one of my favorite birthdays. And again, it's just using technology to keep that connection alive. So now that we're back and meeting together, we're back and doing all our in-person meetups and having many more. So does anybody